Hi, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here as the host, the opposition, my partner, and the peanut gallery. Today, we are here to discuss why the COVID vaccine should be mandatory, and we assert that it is vital for all the United States residents to receive the COVID vaccine in order to create herd immunity in the United States. If the government can show that there are more advantages than disadvantages to adopting a resolution, then we win the debate. Due to the fact that people are not being vaccinated when they are now readily available, the SARS CoV vaccine strain has now begun to mutate to a more aggressive strain. This has entangled the effectiveness of the vaccine that was originally defined for a much weaker strain. Due to the inability of forced quarantine, the virus is now unable to be controlled on its own. This is leading us to take more drastic measures. We believe that the more people are vaccinated, the less the virus will mutate. The COVID-19 virus needs to infect people in order to replicate. And when the virus replicates, that's when it begins to mutate and stronger strains occur. Therefore, more people are vulnerable due to the lack of being vaccinated. And this is meaning that it'll be replicated once again. Now that the Delta variant has caused cases to surge once again, people are now feeling that the vaccine is unreliable. This is not correct, as the vaccine was originally made to cover variants, and research has found that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are over 95% effective in protecting people from receiving COVID, and they are over 90% effective with the new Delta variant. Leading to our second claim, which is which states that it's also important to take the COVID vaccine, as antibodies do not make you immune to COVID. Antibodies are super important in the sense that they bind and essentially coat the surface of the virus in order to prevent it from evading a cell. However, it is so unclear of how long the COVID antibodies last or what they extend to protect, according to the CDC. Thus, not knowing if antibodies are protecting one who has already been infected from getting COVID again, one needs to take more preventative measures in order to protect themselves. And it first begins with being vaccinated. There have been more evidence proving that vaccines currently authorized for COVID are effective in saving lives, and they keep people out of hospitals. It has also been proven that the vaccine um, passes COVID antibodies to the unborn, and mothers are actually able to pass it to their children as well through breast milk. So it's protecting our little ones as well. For our next claim, my partner will further elaborate it in her speech about how the Republican Party, who once claimed that the virus was fake, and they also stated how the vaccine was extremely unnecessary, they are now beginning to urge people to vaccinate themselves, and they have begun vaccinating themselves as well as they're realizing the severity of COVID. I feel like everyone's to blame how um for our current state of the pandemic. I think every senator, every governor, and every individual is liable for that, as from a government stance, the mask mandate should have never been lifted. We should have never lifted social distancing, but individuals should also have taken lockdown more seriously from the start. So there could have been many more policies throughout the pandemic that could have ensured the safety of everyone. So our plan to solve this is to first start taking action by reinstating all social distancing, by also reinstating mask mandates. We also need to shut down all entertainment, as it's not vital right now, and it's actually only contributing to the spread of COVID once again. And we also need to mandate 30% in indoor spaces once again, just to make sure we're reducing all chances of spreading COVID. And in order to reach the goal of herd immunity, what Congress needs to do is pass a bill to make it mandatory to be and to make it mandatory to be vaccinated in order to step into any indoor facility. People can opt out of this if they wish not to be vaccinated. They are welcome to shop online or to do order pickups for all their basic necessities. Um, by implementing this new plan, the virus will eventually stop mutating as it'll slowly stop replicating. And this will lead us to a better chance of reaching herd immunity. I believe a downfall to the cost of this case is what we're currently facing right now is that Pfizer is potentially thinking of adding a third dosage to everyone who received the vaccine, as they want to be sure to protect everyone against the Delta variant. But again, that's going to keep happening as long as the virus keeps mutating. And overall, making the COVID vaccine mandatory will eventually lead to herd immunity, and it will, in adults and infants who have parents who were vaccinated. It's gonna also just help lead us into living a mask-free lifestyle once again. The United States should make the COVID vaccine mandatory in order to reach herd immunity. I believe this is very important for us, and I hope you vote for this, as it's something that we need right now in order to stop COVID. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you.